Hello everyone. So we are going to learn about model driven app, which is no code app. So let's move forward. So basically in this module we are gonna see what is model driven app and introduction of Microsoft Dataverse and how we can start with model driven apps, how we can create business rule, business process flow, everything we will see in this module. Okay. Now, these are the learning objectives, like how we can establish a data model in Microsoft Dataverse and developing model-driven application, utilizing Dataverse tables, and many more things about model-driven apps. So, what is model-driven app? So, basically, model-driven app is a no-code. And why I'm saying no code? Because here we do not use such codings to create the application. So it is basically a pre-built model kind of structure where we fill the information or columns or whatever we want according to the requirement. We can simply fill the data. So like it's a smart and organized assistant for your data, and it's designed to help you manage and interact with information in a structured way. Like I explained, it's a basically pre-built model kind of structure. So it provides easy to use forms and views and interactive forms, clear windows, and it also making it simple for users to input, access, and understand the data. And it guides you through task, almost like having a built-in flow workflow assistant. It ensures that things are done in right way. Okay. So this is basically app designer homepage for model driven app. Here you can see. So this is like from here you can add page. Here on the left hand side you can see the navigation, and here you can see the data option, automation option is available. The setting option is available. On the right hand side you can see this solution testing, and here you can see this play option. So when you click on this one, so the app you have created, it will be in play mode basically. So you can also say that preview mode, so you can check whether your application is working fine or not. So now let's move forward to Microsoft Dataverse. So Microsoft Dataverse, basically you can imagine it like a cupboard where you are keeping all your datas, but here your data will be in more, you can say more in with more security, you can save your data. So it acts like a central hub for all your data, and it's like a heart of your digital space where information is stored securely. And Dataverse also provide like flexible structure, and you can build and expand your data model as your needs evolve, and it ensures the scalability without a complete design redesign. Okay, so here you can see that it's just like a well-connected network, you can say, where data was integrates with various Microsoft applications. That means your data can flow effortlessly between different tools and services. And data was also ensure that your data will be safe. And you can say defining who can. It also define that who can access the data, who can maintain, like who can change the data. So everything it makes sure that your data is saved with the Dataverse. So basically, it's a powerhouse that enables model-driven app to be efficient, secure, and interconnected. So here you can see this is the Dataverse, and here many applications of Microsoft like Power BI, Power Virtual Agents. Here you can see Power Pages, Power Applications. So everything is connected here, uh, where we can access like where in the Dataverse you can see like it interacts with many applications. Okay, so it is not limited to only one application but many applications basically. Let's move forward. And now the model driven app, basically Microsoft Dataverse leverage Microsoft Dataverse tables as foundational blocks. Okay, so like you can shape your business data in Dataverse for a responsive and device agnostic UI. UI means user interface. So the focus area basically for model-driven app with Dataverse. So modeling business data, defining business process, and composing the app application. Let's move forward. So these are the components of Dataverse: table, column, relationship, choice column. So tables basically where you have the data basically will be in the tabular form. Okay, so tables are referred as entities and serve as a primary building block. Why we are saying primary? Because without table data you cannot go further with the application, or what the business application you are trying to create, or the requirements you have. So you cannot move forward without uh, this component. So that's why we are saying it's a primary building block for organizing and storing data. So, and now column. So column is a vertical arrangement of data within a table or entity. Relationship. So our relationship establishes a connection between two tables or entity in a database. Choice column. So a choice column is a type of column that allows users to select from a predefined set of options. Okay, like if we have one some predefined set, so from there we can choose basically. So this is the that's why we are saying is a it as a choice column. Okay, let's move forward. So table and dataverse. So in dataverse, a table often referred to as an entity serve as a structure container for organizing and storing related data representing a specific business concept or entity in a database like environment. So here you can see this is the dataverse. Here are all the applications. So like I have explained that the data stored in the database in a tabular form. That's why table is important part of database. Now here is like table structure. So here you can see like if you want to create a new table, so this is the UI of like home page, and from here you can so here you can see the Power Apps. From here, when you click on this option, you will get multiple options, like if you want to create virtual table, or if you want to upload an Excel file, or if you want to add columns and data from in a blank table, and if you want to set advanced properties. So all the options you can get here, and each row represent a unique record while each column represent a specific attribute of field in a table basically. Now we will see what kind of tables can be in Dataverse. So first, standard tables. So standard tables are basically versatile. It allow data storage and integration into the navigation of model-driven apps. Now, if we will talk about activity tables, so activity tables are specified for tracking. Just like you can see what it is defining for activity table. So here we are talking about tracking interactions like phone calls and tasks. So these all are come in activity tables. And if we will talk about virtual tables, so virtual tables they will act as a bridge to external data sources such as Microsoft Azure SQL database or SharePoint list. So these are all the virtual tables. Now we will move forward to table relationship. Now this is the most important thing that you should be aware about how a relationship works in database, like in basically table relationships. Like if you have multiple tables, so how you will define or how you can create the relationship between the tables, how you can connect the tables. So the first kind of relationship is one to many. So like from the diagram, it is very clear. Like there is one table A, there is one table B, and the record here it is representing as record. So from this particular record, you can see it is connected to here, here, and here. So this is like one to many. Okay, so you can see this one row is basically uh, related to these three rows from the table B. So one-to-many relationship is when one record in a table, the one side can be associated with multiple records in another table. So that is one-to-many. Now we will see many to many. Like a many to many relationship is a bit more complex. Why? Because it involves a junction or link table between two main tables. So basically here you can see there is one books table and authors table. So it is related in like you cannot see you cannot say that it is only related to only in one direction. You can see this diagonal. So that's why we are saying it is a complex one because many like many junctions or it is connected to it can be connected to two or more tables. Okay, now we will see how we can create and manage columns within a table in Dataverse. So, like if you are creating a new table, so from there, like I have shown how you can select the new table option. Now you need to define what columns you want in your table. So this kind of UI you will get when you go for creating a new column. So like display name and what name you want to display in your like your column name, what kind of data type it should have, format, behavior required. So everything you will get this kind of UI while creating a new column. So in Microsoft Dataverse, a column basically refers to a field or attribute within a table that holds a specific type of data, like I have explained, like what kind of data type you want to feed. So if for example suppose you want a column as mobile number, so for that data type the type you will choose as a number for mobile number. So basically numerical one data type. You will not go for the text or choice or something like that, but you will select because we are talking about number. So here we will go for the integer type or numerical type basically. So this is what it is explaining here. So now we will see the column type. So you can see the text, single line text box, text area, multi-line text box. Like here you can see more than 4,000 characters you can use in so for the multi-line text box basically. Now email, so validate an email address. Okay, URL, so we will validate as a URL. Take a symbol, phone, like I've explained that validate a phone number rendered as a link or for initiating a Skype call, a whole number you want to select for column type, decimal number, floating number. So similarly like this, like currency, language, date and time, everything will be there. And here also file, image, lookup, customer, owner. Okay. So these are all the columns type basically. Choice, like I have already explained, choice, yes, no, status, reason, status, unique identifier. So these are all the column types. Now we will see how we can create columns in Dataverse. So these are the steps which will guide you how you can basically create columns in Dataverse. So for first of all, you need to go to this URL and then you will be navigate to Dataverse environment where you want to create the column. Now you need to first select or create a table. So choosing an existing table or create a new one where you want to add this column. Now like if you can either add this column to an existing table or you can create a new table. Now we need to go to access like we will navigate it to access table editor where open the table editor and for the selected table, and this can typically be done by selecting the table and choosing an option like edit table or column. Now we will need to click on add a new column. So these are all the options you will get while you will create the column or you will be create a table or you want to add the column add any column to a existing table. So these are all the options you will get, like from the diagram I have explained that when you click on create a column option, so this kind of UI, you will get the display name and data type and format which you want to select. Okay, now let's move forward and we will see about the calculated column versus roll-up column, difference between both. So, okay, so I have explained here that these options you will get. So let's see some uh, one night definition of roll-up column. So roll-up columns basically aggregates data from related record using a specified operation. For example, total sales currency will be the type of for currency we are choosing the data type and sum of related sales amount. Now, if we will see about the calculated column, so it computes values dynamically based on a predefined formula like discounted price, again currency, now calculated based on a discount formula. Okay. Now we will see the difference between calculated and roll-up columns. So calculated columns basically dynamically compute values based on user-defined formula. Like here, user is defining the formula, and on the basis of that, it will be dynamically compute values. Now roll-up column basically they are aggregate and summarize related data efficiently. So these are not user-defined but already predefined. And like here we have seen the definition. So calculated columns are basically on a predefined formula, and roll up column they aggregate data from related record using a specific operation. Now, calculated column update in real time with changes to under like in real time they gets updated. But roll up column they are pre-calculated values, enhance data retrieval performance. Okay. Calculated columns flexible for complex calculation involves various parameters, but these roll up columns they configure with various aggregation methods like sum, average, etc. Calculated columns focus on individual record computation, non-aggregation. But these roll-up columns they depends on relationship between tables for effective roll-up. Okay, so these were the basic difference between the calculated and roll-up columns. Now we will see restriction on columns. So like data type constraints. So like if you are creating, for example, a column as first name. Now here you will restrict that column by defining the data type of that particular column as text or number and whatever column you are creating. So these are the data type constraint which basically restrict the type of data that can be stored in a column. Now required property, so it mandates that a value must be provided for a column during record creation or preventing null or empty. So what happens with that? We can prevent the null or empty values. Like we can prevent the column from that. Now unique constant if we are talking about, so it ensures that each value in a column must be unique across all record in the table. So it will maintain the data integrity basically. Now validation rules, so it imposes criteria, for example minimum and maximum values, regular expression on column values to enforce data quality and accuracy. Now security rule restrictions, so it controls user access. Like if you are creating any security control rule for that particular column, so if you're giving the permission you're giving, only that person can access the data, no one else can do. So this is the security rule restriction. Now auto numbering column, so auto numbering columns automatically generate unique strings, alphanumeric strings. It formats are customizable, and it including string and date prefixes and fully custom options. Users can set starting value and accommodating specific number requirements. auto number functionality can be activated during column creation or applied to existing, like we can apply the same thing on existing column, or either we can create the new one, and for that column we can activate this thing uh, in real time, like according to the requirements you have. Now, deactivation is possible by switching the data type back to text, providing flexibility in column management. So this was the auto numbering column. Now we will see alternate keys. So alternate keys provide a user-friendly way to uniquely identify record in database table beyond the default GUID primary key. Okay, now using a familiar column as a key, what it do, it enhances the enhancing meaning and significance for users. It improve data integration with external system. It also ensures that uniqueness of and requirement for entities in the design column, and it adding in distinct record identification. Alternate keys can be it can be based on a single column or a combination of fields. It offers the flexibility and in defining meaningful identifiers. The identity the indexing of alternate key field enhances search and filtering capabilities, optimizing data retrieval and management. So this is the kind of advantage of alternate key. If you want to create alternate key in a column, basically, so these are all the advantages you will have. Now we will see model driven apps and power apps. So classification of components. So what are the components in model driven apps basically? So data components, first of all, so table, column, relationship, choice column. Okay, so these are the data components in model driven app table, like I have explained, which is like primary, the most important thing you should have while you are creating the model driven app. So it's a container for tracked properties like contacts or accounts, customizable through Power App Table Designer. So you can customize your table basically. Now column, so it property associated with a table and defined by a data type. Relationship, you can define the table like one to many, many to many. Choice column, it provides predetermined options for user selections. Now we will see user interface components. So application site, apps, sitemap, form, view. These are the user interface components. So app means it defines app fundamentals properties like client type and URL. Sitemap basically specifies app navigation. Okay, it is customizable through Sitemap Designer. Form, these are the set of data entry column for a table used for tracking specific information, and it is also customizable. Now view, so it defines how a list of records appear. Okay. It also specifies columns with sort behavior and default filters. And it is also customizable through View Designer. Now, logic components, so business process flow, workflow, action, business rule, Power Automate flow. These are all the logic components. So, business process flow, what it does, it guide users through standard process, like created. So we can create business process flow through business process flow designer, and in stages basically you can divide the process. And workflow, so it automates process without user interface. Actions, so it allows manual invocation of action from a workflow. Business rule applies rule or recommendation logic to form. So basically here we can apply a kind of rule or restriction if you are talking about, so through which you can simply restrict your data or the requirements if you have, so you can fulfill with the help of business rule. Now, Power Automate Flow, it's a cloud-based service for creating automated workflows between apps and services. Now, visualization components. So, chart, dashboard, embedded Power BI. So, these are the visualization components where chart is graphic visualization and displayed within views, forms, or dashboards. And dashboards, so it is like a palette for graphic visualizations. It provides an overview of business data. And embedded Power BI, so it integrates Power BI tile and dashboards for advanced business intelligence. Now, key points to design model driven apps. So, these are the key points, like you should have a clear objective, you should like optimize data model, user centric design, automation for efficiency, security and performance. So, these are the major points for while you are creating the model driven app. So, you should always keep this point in your mind. If we go one by one, like clearly define the purpose of the app. So what is the purpose of your application, why you are creating this, the motive behind the application, basically overview you can say. So now optimize data model, design a well structured data model with entities, fields and relationships. So you can have a simple kind of overview. So like this is the motive behind the application, this business application, these are the requirements you want from the application. So for that you should optimize data model. User centric design, you can also go for the user centric design, like prioritize the user experience by customizing forms and views to align with user needs. And automation for efficiency, like you can automate the workflow, business process flow and actions to automate repetitive tasks and standardize process. So it will save your time to go again and again for the same process. And security and performance, like implement robust security measures by defining roles and permissions to control access to data and functionality. So it should not be like everyone can access your application. It should be some security components also. Now, business requirement. So, a business requirement for a model driven application, it outlines the specific needs, functionalities, and objectives that the application must address to meet these organization goals. It serves as a foundation for designing and developing the application. Okay, so these are the this is the meaning of business requirement. Data model. So, if we will talk, we are talk about data model. So type of data, it determines the nature of the data your solution will store or collect. The This involves identifying the specific information your application will manage, whether it's customer data or product information or any other relevant data. So this is the type of data. Data relationship, explore how the data you are working with will relate to or coincide with other data within the application. So this is also very important. Now, if we are talking about user interface and user experience in model driven app, so in model driven app, the user interface and user experience are closely linked to the data model you are defining, like the entities, the fields, the relationship you are creating in your data model. So the foundation of the application structure. So it will come all the UI and user experience will come under this everything you are creating in data model. While UI and UX is customization is possible, it operates within the constraints set by the data model. A crucial aspect of designing the app is pre-planning the necessary components. Now you can see this is the user interface in model driven app while editing. Okay, so you can see here the left hand side navigation is there, table view. This is the table form. Here I have created like order number and honor. So these are the columns in the table. So you can add like a new report or new column from here, new whatever, like according to your requirement. You can, when you click on this edit form option, so this kind of you user interface you will get, where you can, from where you can edit your form. From this option you can add the page. From the setting you can change the setting. When you click on save, so that process you have done, it will get saved in from this form. And when you click on publish, so your application will get published. And when you click on play, so you will get one preview option how your app will look. Now business logic, we will talk about business logic and data visualization in model driven apps. So in model driven apps, two powerful options shape the user experience and automate process. First is business rule, and the second one is business process flow. So business rule is defined at the data layer. Business rules enable dynamic behavior such as making column required, setting default values, or altering column visibility based on specific criteria. Like whatever criteria you have, based on that you can simply alter your column visibility. For example, in an expense tracking table, a business rule could enforce that if the travel type is set to automobile, the mileage column becomes required, and ensuring the consistent and accurate data entry. Like uh, the person who's entering the value in that particular column where we have set the business rule, that person cannot skip that column. Anyhow, he or she should fill the column by any value. Otherwise, uh, that person will not move forward. Okay, so that's why we define the business rule. If if a new person is entering some data in a column, and that person shouldn't aware that this column is mandatory, and the value should, like a mileage value, if I will talk about, so that like I want to know the mileage, but and that column is required for me, but the new person who uh, mm, just doing the data entry, and that person is not aware about this requirement, so he or she can skip that part. But if I will apply the business rule, that won't be possible for that person, okay, to skip. Now, business process flow. So business process flow, it basically it transform the application into a guided experience. Like it will go step by step. Like if one, like if I added one report, and now it will guide me to move forward to the next step. Like next step, I have set it as review report, or cost approval, or something like that, like I have defined in stages. So the business process flow will make sure that the every stage will be followed. So it basically guided experience and automating actions and enhancing user engagement. For example, a sales process flow could lead user through stages like lead qualification, proposal, and closing, streamlining operation, and improving efficiency. Okay, now output and data visualization. So to meet data visualization needs, dashboards with custom filters and visual can be implemented directly within the application. Dashboard offers a simplified, high-level view of data. It allows users to grasp key insight without feeling overwhelmed. So it customizable filters empowers users to delve deeper into the data, it ensuring a user-friendly and informative data visualization experience. Okay, so this was output and data visualization. Now, how we can create the model-driven app? So for that, you need to follow these steps. So when you go to like here you can see, like if you go to the Power Apps homepage of Power Apps, there you will see the option like select app, then a new app, then from there you can select the model driven app. Now here you can give, like for example, I have select the name as I have select the model driven app, and I have named my model driven as pet grooming. And now I just need to go and create here, click on create. So basically these kind of interface you will get. So here, like I have named my application as pet grooming. So within the app designer, you go to the added a page by selecting add page, and now from there you can select the table, Dataverse table, or you can select table from Excel or SharePoint. So from wherever you have the data, you can select uh, you can basically select your data table, and you can uh, further go for creating the app according to the requirements. So this is the example I have explained. Like I have created one model driven as pet grooming, and when I navigated to the app designer, there I have added a page by selecting add page option, and there from there I have selected the database table, which I have included in the new page. Now I can explore the active accounts and active pets views along with automatically generated forms in the new app. Now, here we are talking about forms and views in model driven app, which is a kind of very important part of model driven app. So you should be aware like what are the forms and what is the view. So I have explained a part a simple definition of form. Let's see more about it. So a form is a user interface component that is used to collect and input data. Okay, so it typically consists of various input fields like checkboxes, radio buttons, and other UI elements that what it do, it allow users to provide information or make selection. Forms are commonly used for data entry, such as submitting user details, filling out a survey, or entering information into a database. So it helps in organizing and structuring the data input process for the user. So this was the form. And if we talk about view, so view on the other hand is a broader term that encompasses any visual representation of the application's user interface. So a view can be a complete screen or a section of a screen. What it do, it display information or provided functionality to the user. And it can not include only form but also other type of content such as list, tables, charts, or any other visual element that present information or allow user to interact with that. Okay, in the context of a model driven app, a view might represent a model window or a pop-up that displays specific content or functionality on the top of main application screen. Now we will see Dataverse for Teams. Okay, so let's move forward. So this is the overview of Microsoft Dataverse for Team. It is a low-code data platform integrated with Microsoft Teams. So here we are talking about Microsoft Dataverse with Teams. So like when you go to the Teams and when you click on these three dots or apps, so you will get option like in the search you can simply when you select this one, and here I'm tapping power, so I will get these options like power apps, power bi, powerpoint. So when I click on these any option, and or I will click on add, so these this app will be added in the Teams. This kind of user interface here I am talking about, like how we can add this in Teams. So, building custom apps using Power Apps in Teams to create custom application with enhanced performance and scalability. Basically, if you have created any application for your organization, so you can simply uh, choose the Teams option there, and you can add this application in your Teams where you all the organization people are connected there. so you can share your application with them, with your colleagues basically. Automating workflow, so leveraging Power Automate in Teams to automate repetitive tasks and respond to data changes in Dataverse for Teams. We can create chatbots, so building bot with Power Virtual Agents within team to respond to employee needs and interact with data in Dataverse for Teams. Presenting dashboard, so basically what I am trying to explain here, like in Teams you can go for Power BI, you can go for Power Virtual Agents, you can go for Power Automation, everything you can basically connect with the help of Dataverse in Teams. Now application building with Dataverse in Teams, so how we can build the application. So being app creation in Teams by leveraging Dataverse low code capabilities. You do not need to go high level of coding here, just low code. Low code performance will do. Now use Power Apps to build your first custom application integrated with Dataverse. Collaborate within teams for a seamless and efficient app building experience. Leverage Dataverse relational data storage for robust and scalable solution. You can deploy your app with one click ease directly within the Microsoft Teams environment. Like I have already explained, here you can see like Power Apps, Power Virtual Agent, Power Automation. So these are all the apps which are already deployed in the Microsoft Teams. So you can select according to your requirements. Thank you.